มันยืนสิจับมันถึงยังเอาจับมันยืนกระน้ำแค่นี้กูเบื่อ
What's up, y'all? Thank you for tuning in for this week's episode of Do-Rag News. I'm your lead anchor, Rich Freeman, here to bring you the scoop on what the fuck is going on in the world. I know your timeline is looking crazy right now, but just make sure you keep it on that Do-Rag News. We got you. Recently, Nick Cannon released a new episode of his show, Cannon's Class, where he sits with influential guests and they talk about a plethora of topics. But this week's episode, he had the presidential hopeful, Kanye West, on his show to talk about his run as president and his thoughts on how he is being portrayed in the media. Check this out.
They've called both of us coons. They've called us crazy. They call all of these names. Like I saw somebody I love dearly, Stephanie Mills, said that you and I are paid slaves and playing and acting like we're toys or playing with our toys and we need to take our toys and go back home.
My last name's a slave name.
Right.
Where is home exactly, Stephanie? People keep on saying, I think that you and Republicans are
in cahoots.
In cahoots.
They saying that they paying you to do what you're doing to be a distraction.
Bro, can't nobody pay me.
You got more money than Trump.
I got more money than Trump.
What stood out to me the most was their topic on abortion. I had no idea that in 50 years, over 22.5 million black babies have been aborted.
There's been 22 million, over 22,500,000 black people aborted, strategically and on purpose. Planned Parenthood was set up and placed in minority communities to kill black people.
This is modern day genocide taking place. Think about it. According to the 2019 census, the black population in the U.S. is 47.8 million. That's 14.6% of the whole U.S. population. So if we have 47 million blacks here, and in 50 years we've had 22.5 million aborted babies, that's 47% of our population aborted in 50 years. That's damn near half of our population killed before taking their first breath. We can't bring up abortion genocide without bringing up Margaret Sanger and Planned Parenthood. Margaret Sanger was a known racist that was affiliated with the KKK and advocated for the gradual suppression, elimination, and eventual extinction of defective stocks, aka people.
Here we go. Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, was an avowed racist whose goal was to reduce the black population in America, and she succeeded. 80% of abortion clinics in America are in minority neighborhoods. Over 22,500,000 black babies have been aborted in 50 years. Over 1,000 black babies are aborted every day.
We know this is going on, but how do we stop it? It's been over 50 years of Planned Parenthood, and this genocide still continues. And I know damn well people are still going to get abortions. And I'm not here to argue right or wrong. I'm not here for that. But it is something to think about. 50%? That's a lot. Nevertheless, it was a dope opportunity to see Kanye and Nick talk in the Cannon's Class. I hope that we can have more open discussion like this because it is needed. We need to hear this kind of stuff. And now it's time to check in with our meteorologist, Sharice Clymer, with this week's weather. Sharice, what's up?
What's up, y'all? You already know who I am. Fabulous and a weather reporter. That's right, Sharice Clymer here with the latest. I just want to say first things first, it is the end of the damn summer. We can breathe a little better because as y'all know, I am not a summer person. They can have it. Fall, here we come. And let me tell y'all what happened with me and my badass self. Remember the struggle of... All right, Chris, I'm just trying not to go off tangent, but here's the weather for this week, my wonderful people.
If you're in the New York area, you will see a high of 85 degrees on Friday with a 20% chance of rain. Saturday, we are looking at a high of 79 degrees, but sunny all day. Sunday will also be a high of 79 and sunny all day, so we are looking at a fire Labor Day weekend. Monday will be partly cloudy with a high of 85 degrees. Tuesday will have some rain in the evening, but a high of 77. And Wednesday, we will definitely have some rain at 60% chance with a high of 79.
See them temperatures dropping? That's why I'm smiling right now. But that doesn't mean we're not looking at some crazy gifts from the earth. According to the Center for Disaster Philanthropy, wildfires are on the rise across the United States. Currently, there have been 96 large uncontained fires. That's 96 people. And thankfully, our neighbors from Canada and Australia, not really a neighbor, but thanks, are now assisting us as they continue to spread quickly. Quickly, as in 3.3 million acres are gone. 3.3 million. But global warming is not a necessity to worry about at the moment, I guess. Yeah, Oh, and not only here is it a problem, but in Albania and Greece as well. I don't know, man, this is getting too much. And you know, hurricane season is far from over. There are still expected to be 20 to 26 more hurricanes until November 30th. And saying that, it appeared that for a few days in the Gulf of Mexico, they would have had 2 hurricanes simultaneously for the first time since 1900. But Hurricane Marco chilled out, thankfully. It was moving 8 miles per hour toward the north and the northwest and was about 55 miles from the mouth of Mississippi River and now headed to Texas. And let's head over to China. The 7th typhoon of the Western Pacific typhoon season made landfall in China's, I don't even know how to pronounce that, province. Typhoon Haigos brought heavy rain to areas along its path, including Hong Kong, causing life to be extremely difficult in those provinces, both of which have been hard hit by both the 2020 monsoons, which I was talking about earlier, and COVID-19. Storm Ellen has hit the United Kingdom. Peak wind gusts of 90 miles per hour were recorded in Scotland and broke 2 records in Ireland. The destructive winds left close to 200,000 customers without power across several counties, and flood warnings across the area led to the tidal gates being closed across the counties to preserve property and farms. It is getting crazy. And headed to the Philippines, we see that an M6.6, whatever that means, earthquake struck southeast of, can't pronounce that, island in the center of the Philippines. Unfortunately, 2 people have died and 170 were injured from being trapped in collapsing buildings. My God, rest in peace. And almost 600 buildings were damaged, including a hospital and a sports complex that have been transformed into COVID-19 quarantine centers. Man, pray for the world. 2020 is really showing its ass. Aside from the Philippines, Indonesia has also been suffering from this natural disaster. The Indonesian region of, can't pronounce that either, was rocked by 2 major earthquakes. 6.9 struck in the morning, and then 10 minutes later, it was struck by a 6.8. Man, 2? But wait, 2 days later, another one hit at a 6.9 on the other side of Indonesia and Banda Sea. My God. And don't forget, all these places are battling with COVID-19 still, just like we are. It's really getting crazy out here. That's all I got for you all this week. As you can and always see with me, global warming is in fact real, and as we continue to see the Earth's temperature rise, we will witness more disasters like the one in 2020. We gotta do what we can at home, as I always say, save what's left of this Earth. I'm your fabulous weather reporter, Charisse Klima, signing off. Okay, Chris, can I get that little juice in the fridge? You said I can get it. Okay.
This past week in Georgia, Operation Never Forgotten was in full effect. Over 3 dozen kids from the ages of 3 years old to as old as 17 were recovered in what appears to be a sex trafficking ring. This sex ring spanned 27 counties in Georgia and 9 people were arrested. Most of the children found were from the metro Atlanta area. It's apparent that the kids in the urban areas are more at risk. We don't hear as much stories of kids in the suburbs being kidnapped and exploited, but I'm sure if it did happen, there would be more mainstream media presence covering this story. Nevertheless, I am glad that these kids were found and that the creeps were arrested. And it's a shame that the tone of the media now is just being taken over by pedophilia and sex trafficking. It's really unfortunate, and I hope things can change sooner than later. When we thought the tragic story of Breonna Taylor couldn't get any worse, reports have surfaced that her former boyfriend, Jamarcus Glove, was offered a plea deal from the prosecutor to connect her with an organized crime syndicate. This is another example of how the justice system will create whatever narrative to serve their purpose. This woman, Breonna Taylor, was killed, and now they're trying to kill her reputation as well. For the record, there is no proof that Breonna Taylor was ever a drug dealer, ever sold drugs, or was ever connected with any crime syndicate. So we need to put this shit to an end. But to be honest, what the fuck difference would it make? The police officers raided the wrong apartment and started shooting until Breonna was dead. Isn't it sad that every time we hear any interaction between police and citizens, we assume the worst? If somebody tells you about an interaction with police, I guarantee you probably assume it's a bad interaction. This is one of the many reasons why the black community doesn't trust our justice system. And oh yeah, the murder of Breonna Taylor took place in March, and the killers are still out, free to roam around. Arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor. That's Jonathan Mattingly, Brett Hankinson, and Miles Cosgrove. Breonna, we will make sure death is not in vain. You know what time it is. It's time for that do-rags and hip-hop with my boy Chaos 360. Chaos, what the hell is going on, bro?
What's good, y'all? This is Chaos 360, and it's another installment with do-rags and hip-hop. Let's go! So today, we'll be shouting out our older Long Island artists. But first, let's get to the younger ones, like it's Biscuit. He's the world's biggest blogger. You should know him by now. It's Biscuit. And he got this new song out. Outside. Fire. You know, I heard a couple verses, and you know, he was talking about, I mean, it wasn't his verse, but the person's verse that it was, talking about poop poop, 2 shots to the foot like Tory. I think y'all need to check it out. It definitely had me off my seat.
We outside with it, we outside with it. You know the vibes with it. We outside with it, we outside with it. We outside with it. You know the vibes with it. We outside with it.
Kiss mangled it, chokehold, strangled it. Get on the beat and just have an entanglement. Big man things, we ain't playing shorty games. Pull out, bust on the foot, Tory Lanez.
So now for our legends, Eric B and Rakim. Eric B and Rakim, they from Strong Island, and they legends there. They was known for the amazing duo of a rapper and a DJ. Eric B, the DJ, was born in East Elmhurst in Queens, and Rakim was from Wyandanch. Like a lot of great artists, Eric B played the trumpet and the drums before he became experimenting with turntables.
Somebody said one time to me, if you have a job and you feel good about your job and you feel great about your job, you never work a day in your life, and I've never worked a day in my life. While attending a promotional event, Eric B meets with a man named Alvin Toney, important man, who's a promoter too in Queens, who eventually introduced Eric B and Rakim. Eric B used to borrow records from his parents' house and took them in the basement
and started cutting them up for Rakim, making the first single, Eric B is president. I mean, y'all should be voting for him right now. He should be president, especially for the black people. Now, at the beginning of Rakim's career, he was playing football in high school, and he had to drop out so he could go do a tour with Eric B and other big artists like LL Cool J. That was a big turn in his life and a decision that he had to make. But he definitely promised his mom he'll get his GED. But luckily, with his parents, they were into music too, and they supported him. He had heavy support from his family. His mom was definitely one of the biggest supporters of him, from what he said. My mom, she found my raps, she threw them right in the garbage. Come on, Ma, what you doing? Like, I could have been big like Rakim and Eric B. Their parents even sat down with the accountants and went over their contracts. Now that's a big part. But my favorite song was definitely Eric B's President. That song stuck in my head when I was little. Eric B and Rakim don't even like doing interviews and talking about the street life. But I think that's what encouraged a lot of people, a lot of younger artists under them that was coming up. He also mentioned people more in your business, and they're not in the business of people that's taking physical care of them, like doctors or dentists. They more worried about what Rakim is doing and how he made his money and how he got his cars, instead of, did this doctor wash his hands before he checked my teeth, or did this doctor wash his hands before he did the surgery? I mean, those are the real things we need to be thinking about. Not so much on what they doing. But shout out to y'all, man. Y'all doing y'all thing. And this week, Nick Cannon dropped his interview with Kanye West. And it was definitely an eye-opener and something to think about.
The most influential, strongest black voices have to act like housekeepers in America. And what I mean by that is, and I love housekeepers. A housekeeper, if one housekeeper speaks up, they're gonna say, shut up, you're gonna get us all fired. That's our position. We were brought over here in servitude to this country.
It's like a housekeeper, basically, he said. If one housekeeper opens their mouth, everybody else is like, shh, don't say nothing. You're gonna get us all in trouble. You're gonna get us all in trouble. And that's basically how these higher ups are. These people with millions of dollars, they don't want to say anything because they know other people are gonna tell them to stop or they're gonna get in trouble. So like Kanye West, I mean, he's a person that's high up and has a big impact. And when he says something, people listen. But when he does say something wrong, people want to go against him and they call him crazy just because he has a different mindset. So who knows? We'll see. Maybe he will run for president. Maybe he will do the things that he said he's gonna do. And maybe he's not crazy. Who knows? This is Chaos 360, and this is another segment of Do-Rags and Hip Hop.
Hit it.
Oh my goodness. I have nothing to say.
he okay? He just hit his head.
Oh.
Forbes has reported Tyler Perry is a billionaire. With 1,200 episodes of television, 22 feature films, and over 24 stage plays, it shows that hard work and consistency does pay off. I remember being a kid watching Tyler Perry screenplays 12 years ago. From them low-budget church DVDs to a 330-acre film studio, he's inspiring me and everyone and showing a great blueprint in the media game. Also showing me everything is possible if you keep on going. Right now, we shoot this show in our homes with no budget, little to no budget. But one day, if we keep going, we can be billionaires too and shoot in a 500-acre tan-clan studio. I can see it now. And that's what we're fighting for. That's my vision. We're gonna make that happen. And speaking of film, this is the perfect time to send you guys over to our new segment, which is about film reviews. And we make sure we give a special tribute to Chadwick Boseman.
Hey everyone, I'm Dolly and welcome to a new segment here at Do-Rag News. Sharing with you the latest in film and television, this week we honor actor and hero Chadwick Boseman, who passed this past Friday after a 4-year fight with stage 4 colon cancer. Born in South Carolina with roots in Sierra Leone, Boseman was the son of a nurse and an upholstery entrepreneur who graduated from Howard University with a Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Directing. His filmography includes over 34 film and television roles, starting with his first starring role in 2013 as Jackie Robinson in the biopic 42. Boseman was known to act as real-life figures, starring as Thurgood Marshall in Marshall and James Brown in Get On Up. The late star's most memorable performance, however, comes with his 2018 embodiment of T'Challa, King of Wakanda, a fictional African kingdom, and doubled as superhero Black Panther. The movie itself was the first major studio production that featured a predominantly African-American cast. It also resonated in the hearts of many, the possibilities that should have and could be, quite honestly. Yeah, I said it. This gifted performer defined resilience as he fought his battle amongst the confidants of his closest family and friends. During his battle with cancer, he gave us powerful performances. This should be a reminder to all of us that it's not how we look at our battles, but how we define our battles. Boseman is survived by his wife, Taylor Simone Ledward, and a parent. Although it feels as if we've lost an icon way too soon, Chadwick wrote a powerful narrative for generations now and those to come. The poignant and humble spirit of our superhero will be missed. Here's a list of a few films he starred in. Tune in, enjoy, respond with your favorites. Our King forever.
Thank y'all for watching another episode of Do-Rag News. Make sure to like this video, share with your friends, family, and of course, subscribe so that we can keep you updated on Do-Rag News. A wise man once told me, you have more power in public when you're the same in private. And on that note, keep that do-rag energy strong, y'all.
You can stay inside and play the crib, I'ma go ahead and slide.
Me and my niggas outside.
Stomp you out with the butters, you already know the vibes.
Me and my niggas outside.
If that bag right, then my swag right for the night.
Me and my niggas outside.
Ain't no time for sleep, every night we outside.
Me and my niggas outside.
We outside with it, we outside with it. You know the vibes with it, we outside with it. We outside with it, we outside with it. You know the vibes with it, we outside with it.
Kiss mangled it, chokehold, strangled it. Get on the beat and just have an entanglement. Big man things, we ain't playing shorty games. Pull out, bust on the foot, Tory Lanez. Flow sicker than the COVID. The cash even thicker than them bitches that you go with. Never break down, always let them see you hold it. Only way